towards the top. Rachel and the first 3 rows up are correct. And what about the 4th row?
But he's got the upper hand on me actually playing the game, so I don't mind, no problem.
We'll let you go on with it, not getting you way any longer. Thanks very much, Rob.
John Fashanu just said, how long can he do this for? I think the answer is, John, forever.
He looks good. Mind you, having said that, we've seen Mark do that a few times, haven't we? Mark's got a few skills.
Have we seen him do this?
No, we haven't seen him do that, no. We've seen Jonesy do that. Vinnie Jones can do that.
Oh, you've seen Vinnie Jones do that?
Yeah, I've seen him do that.
George, what do you make of him?
Absolutely terrific. It reminds me of the old days. There was a lad called Davy Burnside. I think it was at West Brom he played. He was the same, absolutely unbelievable. It's amazing as well, you know, you go around the world and you see kids who can do this for hours and hours. And, you know, it was a great point, you know, why isn't he a professional? It's just, it's incredible.
It's fantastic, isn't it? It's a fantastic skill.
Oh, it's cabaret, isn't it? It's amazing.
Oh. Makes you wonder, doesn't it, whether he's actually got them naturally or whether he's had to practice for hours and hours. I know I've practiced for hours and hours, and I can only keep it up about 2 or 3 times, so I don't know what went wrong there.
You don't need to keep it up more than 2 or 3 times. Back of the net's the best place for the ball, isn't it?
On the evening, after 73 minutes, Friedrichs getting the goal after the rebound. 2-1 then the score at that point for Austria Vienna. And indeed, they were to get 1 further goal in the very last minute of the match. Hasenhüttl getting it. 3-1 the final score. 3-3 the aggregate score, but it wasn't enough. Bruges go through on away goals. And finally in the Champions Cup, IFK Gothenburg travelled by 3-2, and they knew things wouldn't be easy in Czechoslovakia this evening. And indeed, Sparta were to go further ahead in the 7th minute. Siegel getting the goal. 1-0 then the score after 7 minutes. No further score in the match. 1-0 the final score, 4-2 on aggregate, and the Czechs moving into the quarter-final. Feyenoord of Rotterdam had a 1-goal deficit to pull back against FC Lucerne, the Dutch having lost 1-0 in Switzerland a fortnight ago. But it was a great start for Feyenoord. Talmant at 1-0 after just 3 minutes of the match. But 13 minutes of the match had gone when Lucerne pulled 1 back. Nardik getting the goal, 1-1 the score. But Feyenoord were to put their noses ahead once more after 16 minutes. A mix-up in the Swiss defence. And Blinker getting the goal, 2-1 to Feyenoord, and that indeed the score at half-time. Well, at that point, Lucerne were of course qualified, but Feyenoord were to step up a gear in the second half. 55 minutes had gone. Kiprich making it 3-1. And indeed Feyenoord going 1 better after 83 minutes. That foul leading to a penalty taken by Kiprich. 4-1 the final score, 4-2 on aggregate for Feyenoord. And finally in the Cup Winners' Cup, Aarhus of Denmark made the trip to Steaua Bucharest, having won the first leg by 3-2. 12 minutes had gone when Aarhus opened the score. Christiansen getting the goal after 12 minutes, 1-0 at half-time. The Danes qualified at that point, but Steaua equalised after 81 minutes. Kristescu with the goal, 1-1, 9 minutes of the match to go. And with just 1 minute gone, Vladiu was to make it 2-1 for Steaua, a vital away goal. 2-1 the final score on the evening, 4-4 on aggregate, and Steaua make it through on away goals. Liverpool went out of the Cup Winners' Cup this evening after losing 2-0 at home to Spartak Moscow, 6-2 the aggregate score. Out also go last year's finalist Monaco, unable to pull back a 1-goal deficit at Olympiacos in Greece, while Atletico Madrid ease into the quarter-finals after a 2-0 aggregate win over Trabzonspor of Turkey. And an aggregate win also for Parma of Italy, 2-0 winners over Portugal's Boa Vista. We'll be back with UEFA Cup action, so stay with us on Eurosport News.
Eurosport News is brought to you by Olympus Cameras. ESOStar, the fast-acting isotonic thirst quencher. And Adidas Equipment, a new line of performance footwear.
Grasshoppers of Zurich take on AS Roma, with the Italians leading 3-0 from the first match in Rome. And they were to go one better after 7 minutes, Rizzitelli getting the goal. And indeed, they were to double that score after 30 minutes. Claudio Caniggia, the Argentinian, making it 2-0. Grasshoppers, though, were to pull one back with this penalty by De Vincenti after 36 minutes. Half-time, 2-1 then to Rome. And Grasshoppers were to pull a further goal back 4 minutes into the second half through Suter. 2-2 then the score at this point. And the men of Leo Benhacker weren't to be happy with that scoreline. 58 minutes of the match had ticked away when Gampel made it 3-2 on the evening. Grasshoppers then with a little chance in this match. And that chance looked even bigger after 68 minutes when De Vicenti got his second goal. Sliding in on the slippery pitch in Zurich tonight. But Rome were to make things safe if they were worried really about getting through. Rizzitelli getting his second goal with just 1 minute of the match gone. 4-3 the final score, but 6-3 the aggregate score for AS Roma. AJ Auxerre travelled to Copenhagen in Denmark today with a comfortable 5-0 lead from the first leg. 0-0 the score at half-time. Christophe Coquart with a fine solo effort after 60 more minutes was to make it 1-0 for Auxerre. And just 2 minutes of the match were left to be played when Thierry Bonelaire was to make it 2-0 for the French side. The final score, and 7-0 on aggregate. A nice easy win for the French team. And finally in the UEFA Cup, Fenerbahce of Istanbul travelled to Sigma Olomouc in Czechoslovakia with a 1-goal lead from the opening leg. And it was Sigma who took the lead after 9 minutes through Anus. They were to make it 2-0 after 12 minutes through Kerber. And Barbaric making it 3-0 after 34. Well, Fenerbahce were to pull one back after 38 minutes. That goal through Acuet. The game still in the balance then at half-time, 3-1. But Sigma were to move further ahead in the second half. Marosi making it 4-1 after 51 minutes. Fenerbahce down to 10 men midway through the second half. Vadira then making it 6-1 after 80 minutes, and Anus was to make it 7-0 in the very last minute of the match. 7-1 the final score, 8-1 on aggregate for Sigma Olomouc of Czechoslovakia. Galatasaray created something of an upset with their 1-0 aggregate win over Germany.
President will be someone most people did not vote for.